I'm Jim Kerr from iHeartRadio in New York. Well, today is a very big day in the history of the Doobie Brothers. The Doobie Brothers' 50th anniversary tour will begin on June 9th in West Palm Beach, Florida, and it ends October 17th in Memphis. That's 53 dates in total. Tickets go on sale this morning, December 6th at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. We have with us Tom Johnston, Michael McDonald, Pat Simmons, and John McPhee of the Doobie Brothers, who also are nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
How was the announcement made? I understand it took place at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee in November, and it was kept as a real big secret, and there was a big reveal.
The tour announcement.
Yeah.
Pat did the big reveal, as I recall.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of knew ahead of time we were going to say something about it. That was our...
Yeah, but you didn't just say something about it.
Uh,
You were
well,
performing on the stage at the Ryman Auditorium. You came back on stage for your encore, and what happened?
That's when it got said.
Somebody else showed up. Some other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was that guy who
That
showed
was the
up?
impetus for stating that.
Mike-
as Michael showed up.
Mike
Yeah.
paid us a huge amount of money, and then we come on stage.
Michael McDonald came out onto the stage, joining
Send some photos down to sound check.
joining the Doobie Brothers for their encore. And that was the first time, Michael, that you had performed with the Doobie Brothers in how long? What, almost 25 years?
Well,
We played off and on. Yeah.
we've played off and on, over the years together for this and that, different charity events and stuff. And I always look forward to it. This is going to be something totally different for me to get out on the road with the band again and play, for an extended period. It's going to be great fun for me.
Well,
Maybe
you were
not so much fun for them, but great fun for me.
you were told you were quoted in an NPR interview as saying, "To this day, I think of myself as a Doobie Brother all these years later."
Yeah, I do. I think all of us who have had that experience with the band and probably feel that way. It was, for me, of a lot of gigs I had over the years as a sideman and stuff, it was, I really felt like the band had a special identity as a band that so many bands, there's typically a couple of principals that, are really the band, and in this group, was always a kind of a group effort, group conscience, that really led to the end result of what the band was. Although there were like the primary writers, Tommy and Pat. When I joined the band, I remember going to Keith's house and there were like 30 platinum records on the walls from just his time in the Doobies, so it was a well-established band when I joined them. But
Yeah, it's kind of an unusual situation to be in, to join a band that was already so popular, had such a well-defined identity, and had so many hits prior to your joining them.
No, and I was very fortunate that the band was, so generous as far as even being, opening the door to me actually even writing anything for the band. That was an unusual, situation that you wouldn't normally walk into in a band that well established.
I guess it's like if you had played for the Yankees for a while and you come back and get to put the pinstripes back on again. Up in the Bronx in New York City, they say once a Yankee, always a Yankee, and it must be that way for the Doobie Brothers. If you've been one of the Doobie Brothers,
Actually, I've only been to that stadium once, but it was amazing.
Yeah, but if you're one of the Doobie Brothers, you're one of the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Some great players pass through during the years. It's quite an alumni association, as a matter of fact, and the Doobie Brothers tour, that has just been going on, has been a great success.
We've been at it for 30 years when we got back together again, yeah.
Yeah, but
that,
just you
wasn't even long of a break in
We're going to
between
be
not
going.
being
We'll be
together.
able to go home soon.
Right. I live in New York City, and you were just here last month.
Yeah, with Carlos
in New York. And the 2020 tour, which begins June 9th in West Palm Beach and ends October 17th in Memphis, will take you to Tampa, Nashville, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, St. Louis, Denver, Salt Lake City, Los Angeles, Seattle, Phoenix. This is going to be a big, big tour, and tickets go on sale today
Awesome. That's a good thing.
for all over the country.
Yeah.
So what kind of a set list are you guys planning to put together for this big 50th anniversary tour? Because it's already hard enough to fit all the hits in. Now you take these two distinct eras and mesh them together.
Well, we've been able to successfully do that before. Michael's familiar with that. I think you pick the songs that, this is Tom, by the way, you pick the songs that the people really relish and want to hear, and you do some deep cuts. We're also going to play a couple of new songs from the EP we just finished a little while ago. So it's going to be a chore to put all that together, and it's going to take a lot of rehearsal, but I think it's going to be really great.
That's a 5-song EP, and it's not out yet. It's going to be released next year.
Yeah.
Right? And Patrick Simmons, tell us about the book.
Uh-oh.
The tell-all.
You mean the dirt?
The book. The
Oh,
book.
the book.
You and Tom.
Yeah, we're actually writing a biographical, historical overview, kind of coming from the beginning of when we put it together, and kind of before a little bit. It's really more. I mean, it's about the band, but it's coming from our perspective, and we're working with a guy named Chris Epting. Chris has written a number of books. Met him actually, through doing a motorcycle event is how I met Chris. He came and covered an endurance run that I was on a couple years ago, and he was writing for the Huffington Post, and we got to talking, and he said, "Would you guys ever be, have you ever thought about doing a biography?" And I said, "Yeah, but somebody's got to write it." And he said, "Well, I could help you write it. You just tell me the stories, and I'll help you write it." So that's kind of what we've been doing.
Well, Tom Johnston, guitars and vocals. Pat Simmons, guitars and vocals. Michael McDonald, keyboards and vocals. John McPhee, multi-instrumentalist. So you had to carry around all different kinds of cases.
Well, I try to have
early
a
days.
technician that handles that. For
Yeah,
me,
but in the early days. In the early
it's
days.
true. Yeah,
I carry John's stuff.
yeah. Well, pedal steel is the heaviest. So.
Yeah, but what was your favorite when you were growing up, when you were first learning?
I think probably my favorite instrument actually is pedal steel guitar in general.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I like it all. I'm just it's always been a great escape for me, music. So.
And Michael McDonald, when you walked onto that stage at the Ryman Auditorium last month in November to rejoin the Doobie Brothers, what did that make you feel like inside when you noticed that the audience went crazy?
Well, my first thought was, is there anyone out there I owe money to? but no, it was fun. Like I said, the crowd was with the band from the first note. I was really kind of excited to see the reaction that Nashville, had for the Doobs, and at the Ryman of all places. It's a venerable venue that we all, when we play there, I'm sure we all have the same feeling of like, did you ever think you'd play this place? And it's a beautiful theater, and the crowds there are always great, but they were pretty much fever pitch as far as anything I've experienced there for the Doobies, for sure.
Well, tickets for the 2020 Doobie Brothers 50th Anniversary Tour go on sale today at livenation.com. It begins June 9th and continues through October 17th. 5 top 10 singles, 16 top 40 hits, 4-time Grammy Award winners, hit after hit after hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. The Doobie Brothers, what a remarkable career, and hopefully we'll be celebrating your induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2020
Hear,
as
hear.
well.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, thank you so much, and
Thank you.
congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
Tom
it.
Johnston, Michael McDonald, Pat Simmons, and John McPhee. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our pleasure.